This is one of the most unique movies I have ever seen. A film that breaks all standards of modern filmmaking. That breaks every single rule. Knows every single rule, and it breaks them. And because it breaks all those rules, it made for one of the most unique film experiences I've ever seen. I've never seen a movie just like hundreds of beavers. This sounds like a ridiculous film. Really weird film. It's about beavers. And that's basically what it is. It is a absolutely insane film that is a black and white, almost completely silent film in terms of speech. It still has sound, otherwise it would be. But the speech, the only time that has speech, it works comedically, and wow, it is funny. Honestly, if you want to go in blind, go watch it. Now, buy it on any platform. It's an indie film with only a budget of 150,000. Hundreds of beavers. Look it up. Watch it now. If you need more convincing, I totally didn't steal this exact video idea from Shay Phyllis Productions. Okay, thank you, Shay Phyllis Productions, for talk about a movie. I just saw a bit where he went in blind, watched it, then rewatched it. Bit of it. Okay, it all starts about an amateur fur trapper who tries and kills animals for money. Money. It's so funny. Which man in the world tries and kills beavers. He's made a merchant, and he's like, oh. And there's Santa, who's also someone who casts him out a merchant, who wants to marry the merchant's daughter. The daughter doesn't want to marry him, and she's like, no. And so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna marry you. The main thing is that he wants to marry her and she wants to marry him. So you think they should get them out together? The man's like, no, you ain't getting together, you ain't. He keeps on failing. For the first half an hour of the movie, he's just completely failing. His traps suck. None actually any good. He just killed his first animal. For a coin, can go to a merchant and do it. His traps get slightly better. He's slightly more unique. They get slightly more interesting. Then he buys some of the. Then he buys a rope. Uses that. Traps become better. Then he buys more. And with a gun. His traps can collect hundreds of beavers. Okay, I said that ironically. I said that on purpose. Bye-bye. But when he goes to her and he's bought everything, he's got loads of beavers, and he's like, and it shows you on like a black screen without any text. I won't let you marry my daughter unless you bring me hundreds of beavers, and the title card drops an hour into the movie. And they built a giant headquarter by now. Really, with the This movie, it is an absolute bonk fest. And do you hear something? Santa gets killed. He falls down a hole. Santa saves him. But, a comedy. If black and white and silent isn't your thing, fine. But this is one of the funniest films I've ever seen. Top 20 films easily. Maybe top 10. In fact, almost certainly top 10. Like, top 15 easily. Don't know about top. In fact, no, definitely. It's got to be top 10. I mean, do you want to hear how funny it is? It's up there with Monty Python. And now for something completely different. And Holy Grail. It's funnier than Holy Grail. Not as good at the story as Holy Grail, but funnier than Holy Grail. Not as. Running gags. He uses one of them to his advantage. And by the end, by like 15 minutes into the movie, he goes through the same track like 10 places. It sounds boring, but he's on track checking up on them and getting this. Like the first 45 minutes was just him. No, the first 45 minutes to an hour was him figuring out how to be good at this. The last half an hour was basically, how do I get hundreds of beavers? And he infiltrates their headquarters, and it is insane. And then, the running gags. The woodpecker. I don't want to spoil much of it, but one of the running gags with the oil can, where he keeps missing it. You expect it to get old every single time. It just doesn't. So if this review seems very similar to Trade Fish Productions one, it's just I will make a review of that video is the whole reason why I watched the movie. Credit to Trade Fish Productions, if it even matters. But really, the gags, they don't get old. The woodpecker one. The traps get insane. He's like carving apple. And then his teeth got every single time. And it gets insane. He's like ping-ponging them like he's playing a game of pinball. He's like, and killed like 50 of them, and they're gone like. And then there's just like giant ball of beavers, which are hundreds of them, like 300. And then he rolls up in a giant snowball and he's running on them. And while the other beavers turn to a giant beaver, where they also look like they're really bad in CGI, and they're just running after him like. While the ball is like. He's running after me, he's running after him, when he's going, I got nothing left to win. At the start, he's an apple farmer, and then his apple explodes because he runs into his own house. And Tim was only made on a budget of 150,000, and for that, I don't think the budget mostly was beaver costumes, rights to use the area to film, editing, and building one building. You had to build the merchant's house, and the beaver thing is entirely CGI, but the 2D, no, I wouldn't say, but they green screened in 2D animation, which I very thing. They green screened in 2D. Which, last time I saw something similar to that, like in the 70s. Right. Hundreds of Beavers. Absolutely amazing film. Go watch it now. I mean, don't keep on watching the same movies. The same Disney, DreamWorks and Pixar, you know? You know other films, don't you? And you watch those too. You watch James Bond, you watch all the normal films, even worse than Gromit. But if you really want to get into the indie scene, the first one you should start it with, Hundreds of Beavers. even though with indie filmmaking, the first ever indie film I ever watched was first ever indie film / show I ever watched was like on YouTube like 4 years ago. So goodbye. By the way, if you like how this looks, thanks to the S22, Samsung S22. Go and get a free upgrade, but this is better for like an extra bit of money. Shh.